Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Gulfstream Park here on Saturday. It is the 7th of January 2023. Gonna look at the stakes races on the program from Gulfstream, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it around the world. Let's look at the stakes action from Gulfstream. Races 7 and 9. The 7th race, it's the Dania Beach Stakes. It's going for a purse of $100,000. Race for 3-year-olds here. We have a field of 7 horses going to the turf course, the distance of ground here of 1,600 meters, or the mile trip on the Gulfstream Park turf course. 1,600 meters, 1 mile here on the turf course. The rails are out at 7 feet, so just keep that in mind. I'm going to take here the 4-horse Congruent as a top selection. Let's go 4-7-2-6 in the superfecta. 4-7-2-6 super, top selection of 4-horse Congruent. This 3-year-old colt by Tappet. Antonio Sano trains. Edgar Zayas gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 10th of December at Gulfstream. 7.5 furlongs in the Pulpit Stakes. First start on turf finally for this horse. He finished third by 3 1/4 lengths that day. He wanted to go. Zayas didn't want to let him go, which I thought was the wrong thing. He just didn't get the good turn of foot, and it just wasn't his day to win. This turf course has been playing towards speed a lot lately, I've noticed, especially with these 7.5 1 mile races. If Zayas lets the horse go today and does let him do what he wants to, I think this horse could really run a good race and improve and get the job done. 2 back, he ran the Brews Cup Juvenile Keeneland, a mile 16th, 4th in November, and he finished 8th by 21 3/4 lengths that day. He didn't break so well, had a trouble trip in the turn, and he's just not a dirt horse. I do think he does better on turf. And then prior to that, in the Laurel Futurity at Laurel, 1 mile on the 1st of October, he won by 2 3/4 lengths that day, and he won it like his old man Tappet did. He sat back early, slowly moved his way up, and he got away with it. A very good race at 10.5 to 1. And then Delaware in option 75 on the 18th of September. He finished third by 9 1/4 lengths that day, and he just couldn't get there. But like I said, I think he wants to get to turf. If he can let the horse do what he wants to on the front end, I think that would be good for him. 5 to 1, let's use him. I think your second likeliest winner here is a 7-horse Worthington, 3-year-old colt by Classic Empire. Mike Maker trains. Luis Saez gets the mount. Most recently on the 26th of November on the lawn at Churchill, 1 mile allowance race for $128,000. This horse went by 3.5 lengths and had a dream position, stalking all the way around the race course. When he got the turn of foot, he took off clear. Very good run there. Prior to that, Keeneland 1 mile in a main special weight. He won by half length. Again, stalking that day. He took off clear there. And then a race at Kentucky Downs going 7 furlongs in a main special weight. I thought he was drawn a little bit too wide. He finished third by 5 lengths, and he just kind of weakened out of it from a tracking position. It wasn't his day to win. Refreshing here off some diesel runs, definitely a bit on the improve. It wouldn't surprise me if he also gets the job done. At 3 to 1, let's use him in the multi-race pick 5 that begins with this race. So to recap my selection for the 7th from Gulfstream, it is the Diana Beach. Let's take the 4-horse here, Congruent. Give kudos to the 7-horse Worthington. 4-7-2-6 super. 4-7 in your multi-race. The co-featured 9th race from Gulfstream, it is the Ginger Brew Stakes. It's going for a $100,000 purse, race for 3-year-old fillies. We have a field of 9 horses going 1,600 meters or a mile on the turf course. I'm going to take here as a top selection the number 9 horse Erna. Let's go 9-3-6-5 in the superfecta. 9-3-6-5 super. Top selection and a single in the multi-race for me would be the 9 horse Erna. This 3-year-old field by Curlin. Sherry DeVoe trains one. Luis Saez gets the mount. The horse's most recent appearance came the 11th of December at Gulfstream. 1 mile on the turf course in main special weight, $60,000. And guess what? It was a success for this horse. Winning by a neck, was drawn a little bit wide and had a little bit bumpy trip and was drifting late, but got the job done winning by a neck. I thought it was a good race after all said and done. Gonna have to, have a better trip today. I think the wide poster suits her a little bit better. She get a good position out of the gate. If the horse leaves, and it wouldn't surprise me if they walk the horse on the front end. But it's gonna have to keep a straighter course. On debut, ran the 22nd of October at Aqueduct, mile 16th in the main special weight. The horse finished second by a neck that day, and he was just a little bit wide and just never really could keep up late. From a tracking position, I thought he needed the race for the experience, but with every single race, he's definitely been on the improve, training well. At 4 to 1, let's use this horse on the ticket. Like I said, a single for me in the multis. But to recap my selection for the 9th from Gulfstream, it is the Ginger Brew. Let's take the 9 horse Erna. Let's go 9-3-6-5 in the superfecta. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5. Good luck, everybody.